Everybody thinks that Jacob is the bad guy in the Bible. In the story of Isaac and Jacob, it's always Jacob the deceiver. It's never about any other character. How bad was Jacob? But what if I were to tell you that we've gotten this story wrong? It's not Jacob that's the bad guy. It's Isaac. Today we're going to take a fresh look at one of the most misunderstood stories in the Old Testament, and it might just change how you view the scriptures. This is Pastor John, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Bible Walk, where we discuss Bible, church history, and what's going on in the world. Here's a quick recap of how the story goes. Isaac, the patriarch, has two children, Jacob and Esau. Esau is born first and under normal circumstances would receive the blessing, but God has said that Jacob is the chosen one. The younger shall serve the older. Isaac gets old and he prepares to bless the children. In the meantime, Esau has gone off the rails. He's sold his birthright. He's married Canaanite women. Jacob is a homebody, and Isaac is prepared to bless Esau. And so Jacob's mother, Rebekah, decides to trick Isaac. And she prepares the food. She dresses up Jacob. And Jacob goes in, tells him that he's Esau. And Isaac gives him the entire blessing and doesn't leave anything for Jacob. So that's the gist of the story that we're talking about right now. The story in Genesis 27 is often reduced to a Bible fable, children's story, or a moral lesson. Don't tell lies. Don't be a deceiver. But I came across this from Boniface Option on Twitter. It's Andrew Isker, and he offers a powerful reinterpretation of how we should view this. So let's set the stage on this. Isaac is old. He's blind, but he's not just physically blind. He has become spiritually blind. Just like Eli in 1 Samuel, his inability to see represents a deeper failure. He no longer is discerning God's will rightly. He knows that Esau is unworthy. After all, Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of stew. Esau married Canaanite women, which was prohibited, and he has rejected God's covenant. But Isaac still wants to choose Esau because of the food that he brings. He cooks good. His appetite clouds his judgment. Worse yet, Isaac plans to bless Esau in secret. Unlike Jacob, who gathers all of his sons publicly before him before he dies, Isaac only calls Esau. And his intention is that God would give him everything. Jacob would be left with nothing. Well, Rebekah hears about this, and she knows the stakes. Her response isn't manipulation. It's obedience to God's revealed plan. God had told her before the boys were born that the older would serve the younger, and Isaac is about to defy God's holy word. So Rebekah acts just like Sarah and Rahab and Tamar and the midwives of Egypt. She steps into the situation. Now, she does use deception, but it's not for selfish gain. She is protecting the chosen seed, and she's willing to bear the curse if it all goes wrong. Jacob, far from being the schemer and the deceiver, actually hesitates. He obeys his mother. He trusts her judgment. But even his ambiguous response to Isaac, where he says, quote, "The Lord your God brought it to me," end quote, is true in a kind of sense. God did provide the food, but he provided it through Rebekah. Isaac blesses Jacob fully. He gives him the land and rule and the Abrahamic promise, But when Esau returns, everything changes. Isaac trembles. Why does Isaac tremble? It's not because he was fooled, but because he knows. He had tried to override God's plan, and God stopped him. And in that moment, Isaac repents. He affirms the blessing. He says, I have made him your master. I have given him grain and wine. There is no reversal, because deep down, Isaac always knew. Esau's blessing really is more of a curse. He will dwell in the land, but he won't possess it. He will live by the sword. He will serve his brother. You see, rebellion produces bitter fruit. And in the end, Isaac blesses Jacob again, but this time openly. He passes on the promise of Abraham. The story ends not in deception, but redemption. So, Genesis chapter 27 isn't a story about how you shouldn't lie. It's a story about even when the chosen family fails, God preserves his promise. Isaac sinned, but repented. Rebekah obeyed a higher authority, and Jacob stepped into the calling that God always intended for him. It's not about moralism, it's about grace. Grace that stops rebellion, reverses injustice, and keeps the covenant alive. This story isn't about trickery. It's about God's unstoppable grace. Even when human leaders try to derail his plan, God uses ordinary people, even flawed ones, to protect his promise. So maybe next time we read Genesis 27, we should ask, whose side are we really on? Esau's or God? Well, this is Pastor John. Thanks so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share if you want more of this kind of content that takes the Bible seriously and shows how every page points to Jesus. God bless you. Amen.